After reviewing 250,000 sales calls, that's right, 250,000 sales conversations, people are still asking me, what exactly is Objection Proof AI? Let me break it down for you in this video. Objection Proof AI is a call review tool that we created to help our clients review sales calls instantaneously. Basically, as soon as the call is completed, the call is uploaded into the cloud, into our system, and then we review it immediately so that we can have immediate feedback. So the very first step here is to actually upload the call. So it could be manually, it could be automatically, depending on the tool you use. So for us, we personally always recommend smartphone. Smartphone is one of the innovators in our space, and they always have worked with us from the very beginning to make it easier for their clients and our clients to upload their sales conversations into our system. So the first thing we look at, is your call performed through smartphone? If it is, it just automatically shoots right into the cloud. And if you're not using smartphone, you could probably use any other tool. You have to go through Zapier or Make in order to collaborate with our system. So whether you're using RingCentral, Dialpad, CallRail, or any other phone system, you'll just have to go through Make, and from Make, it'll automatically, again, push into our system. So whether it's Zapier or Make, you can still automate the process. So it goes from Plod or whatever into Zapier and then into our system, and then again from there we can actually review your call. Now, if you're not using one of the systems that integrates directly with Zapier or Make, then at that point you're going to have to manually upload your call. So that's the only other way to use it, but we still have clients that are happy to upload it because it's better to have call reviews than to not have call reviews. So then again, whether you're using smartphone, Zapier, Make, or manually uploading it, the next step here then is to actually review the call. Now, reviewing the call is a fairly simple process, right? It just goes right into our system. We now review your sales calls based off the fundamental truths of sales behavioral psychology. So we score a call against how well did you open and control the conversation? Did you demonstrate empathy and curiosity? Did you have emotional engagement and certainty? Did you demonstrate non-neediness? Did you share stories, or did you answer questions with answers? Were you assertive or were you aggressive? Were you guiding the prospects to sell themselves? Were you able to identify and isolate the actual real objection? And did you close with emotional buy-in? And finally, did you set clear next steps and prevent remorse? So those are 10 different categories that we review, which is true for every sales process because these are all, again, the fundamental truths of behavioral psychology. So we review each one of those on a scale of 1 to 10. And for each one of those, we tell you what exactly we heard or read in the transcripts to share with you what we got from there. After we go through that, we now evaluate what did the salesperson do well on the call? What were some minor improvements they could have made? What were some major mistakes that they made? And what were some points inside the conversation where they lost emotional clarity or connection? And then we also have a pass-fail checklist. So did you set crystal clear expectations? Did you use auditory mirrors? Did you create certainty through hesitation? Or did you also rush to answer questions? Did you anchor with a very low price? Did you act as a guide versus a hero in the story? Did you drill in the pain? Did you future pace the benefit? Did you isolate objections early? And finally, did you identify all decision makers all on this one call? We then identify the top 3 key tactics that were observed during the sales conversation, and also the top 3 unforced errors, the errors that might have added resistance, made the sales process a little bit more challenging. And after all that, we got the prospect takeaways, observations about the prospect that you were talking to. We then also highlight 3 missed opportunities, areas that we could have dived a little deeper. We also identify 3 tactical next steps. Here are the 3 things you can focus on from this sales call into the next sales call to improve your sales. And then a final summary. What was the last thing? If nothing else, if you did this, you'll instantly get better at sales. And so that's what we do after every single call. Now that you've done that, you have one of 2 options. The first one, it's simpler. You can just use our portal. You can log in and once a day, once a week, review the evaluations, either by yourself or have a manager review the sales calls. And from that, we'll have actionable steps to get better at sales. If you want to take it a step further, which is what we've done, is that we'll actually send the call evaluation into a group chat. So we use Slack or chat or Teams, and from there we can push the sales evaluation into a group chat where the entire sales team can review it together. And from in there, our team, we require everyone to actually comment on the call review. We want them to actually look at it and say, what did we do well? What did we not do well? And where could we have been better on the next call? And what this does is actually creates a very closed feedback loop for our sales guys to get better, faster. Ethan in our organization, once he started doing that, drastically improved his sales. He closed in 2 weeks what he was previously closing in 3 months. So once he goes in there and provides his feedback, now the sales manager can go in there and provide either additional insight or give it a thumbs up. But now we know the feedback loop is closed, and so the sales guys can start getting better faster. We can also go back into the portal and we can review how all the calls have gone in the last 7 days. But on top of that, we use actually AI to break down all the evaluations you've gotten over the last 7 days, and then it highlights, based off the last week, what are some areas for improvement. So we recommend, as a sales manager, to go back in there and pull the 5 worst calls for the last 7 days, and then have the salesperson actually identify which of the 5 calls they want to review. Historically, what would we do? We would either not have call reviews at all, or we would have our sales guys bring the calls they want us to review, and which ones are they going to pick? They're going to pick the ones that sound the best on. So here, we can actually use our Objection Proof AI tool to identify the 5 worst calls, and from there, decide which of the 5 we want to review together, so that way we're making the most of our call review time together with our sales team. So there you have it. That's our Objection Proof AI call review tool. If you guys have any additional questions, make sure you comment below.